Hi, everybody, and welcome to Chapter 6. This is Chapter 6 of Because of WinnDixie in our book club. Before we get started reading it, or I get started reading it, however, I am going to go over some vocab and a little bit of Chapter 5 first. Let's do a recap. And as always, I hope that you've read Chapter 5, listened to Chapter 5, and answered those questions. There wasn't very many vocabulary words I wanted to pull out of that last chapter. I found two that I thought may be good, and I hope the first one you kind of know, but maybe you want to look at how it's spelled a little bit more again, and that was the word applauded. Now, something pretty funny happened in the fifth chapter, guys, where Winn-Dixie ended up running around the church, and at the end it said that everybody applauded the preacher as he tossed that mouse out. So that just means when a large group of people clap their hands together and just give you a round of applause, if you will. When I say that, give me a round of applause, it just means when a large group of people are clapping for someone, they're giving them applause. And that's what that word reads, applauded. If you're looking at it in the book, it's kind of a weird looking one. Um, but that's one I thought we could know. And then another one I looked at, and I wasn't going to put it at first, guys. But then the more I looked, I was like, I think we usually use this word as a sound effect, like an onomatopoeia, like pew, 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 kind of like a gun might make or something. But this word actually means a bench, like a bench in church, a pew. And I'm sorry, guys, I ran out of my pink note card, so I had to move to white. But a pew is a little bench of or a row of people that sit in church. So even though it did say that our Baptist Church of Naomi, the people brought their own um, chairs and stuff, they still set them up in a row. And when you do that in a church, it's technically called a pew. You have a pew of people. So normally these are on benches, though. They're like wood benches. You see them in a church. And I thought this might be a good word to pull out of chapter 5. A pew is something you sit on. I mean, sometimes we do use it as an onomatopoeia, like I said, to describe a sound. But usually we're talking about a bench in a church or something. So I'm pretty excited to get on though to chapter 6, guys. Like I said, chapter 5 was pretty funny. And I'm excited to see where they go from there, kind of where our story is going to go. Because right now we just have kind of a Opal and her dad and her dog. What else is going to be added to the story? I'm hoping to see maybe Mama comes back a little bit. Let's get on into it. Chapter 6. I spent a lot of time that summer at the end. Oh my goodness. I spent a lot of time that summer at the Herman W. Block Memorial Library. Sorry. The Herman W. Block Memorial Library sounds like it would be a big fancy place, but it's not. It's just a little old house full of books, and Miss Franny Block is in charge of all of them. She is a very small old lady with short gray hair and was the first friend I made in Naomi. It all started with Winn-Dixie not liking it when I went into the library because he couldn't go inside too. But I showed him how he could stand on his hind legs and look in the window and see me in there selecting my books. And he was okay, as long as he could see me. But the thing was, the first time Miss Franny Block saw Winn-Dixie standing up on his hind legs like that, looking in the window, she didn't think he was a dog. She thought he was a bear. This is what happened. I was picking out my books and kind of humming to myself, and all of a sudden there was a very loud scream. I went running up to the front of the library, and there was Miss Franny Block sitting on the floor behind her desk. Miss Franny, I asked, are you all right? A bear, she said. A bear? I asked. He's come back, she said. He has? I asked. Where is he? Out there, she said, and raised her finger and pointed up at Winn-Dixie, standing up on his hind legs looking in the window at me. Miss Franny Block, I said. That's not a bear. That's my dog. That's my dog, Winn-Dixie. Are you positive? She asked. Yes, ma'am, I told her. I'm positive. He's my dog. I would know him anywhere. Miss Franny sat there trembling and shaking. Come on, I said. Let me help you up. It's okay. I stuck out my hand, and Miss Franny took a hold of it, and I pulled her up off the floor. She didn't weigh hardly anything at all. Once she was standing on her feet, she started acting all embarrassed, saying how I must think she was a silly old lady mistaking a dog for a bear. But that was but that she had a bad experience with a bear coming into the Herman W. Block Memorial Library a long time ago, and she never quite got over it. When did that happen? I asked her. Well, said Miss Franny, it is a very long story. That's okay, I told her. I'm like my mama in that I like to be told stories. But before you start telling it, can WinnDixie come in and listen too? He gets lonely without me. Well, I don't know, said Miss Franny. Dogs aren't allowed in the Herman W. Block Memorial Library. He'll be good, I told her. He's a dog who goes to church. And before she could say yes or no, I went outside and got WinnDixie. And he came in and laid down with me in a hoof and a sigh right next to Miss Franny's feet. She looked down at him and she said, he's most certainly a large dog. Yes, ma'am, I told her. He's a large dog at heart, too. Well, Miss Franny said. She bent over and gave WinnDixie a pat on his head. And WinnDixie wagged his tail back and forth and snuffed his nose on her little old lady feet. Let me get a chair and sit down, and I'll tell you the story properly. The end. I think with this one, guys, I might go ahead and just go on and read chapter 7 too. So look out for that. I'm going to stop here because I only do chapters at a time. But I am just going to pause this video and restart again and go right into chapter 7 because I'm looking forward to reading it. Not much happened in that one. We met Miss Franny Block and found out she's Opal's friend, but now she's about to tell us a story about a bear that possibly reminded her of WinnDixie, it seems like, and I'm excited to read it. So make sure you answer the comprehension questions on that short little chapter, chapter 6, and come right back because I'm ready for chapter 7.